Hi everybody, this is Rachel from Rachel Loves Astrology. I am here today to talk about the full moon eclipse coming up on May 5th at 14 degrees Scorpio. And it's going to be a deep one, guys. So buckle up, get excited, get ready to let go of something, get ready to complete a cycle, get ready to see some hidden secrets come to light because Scorpio loves all of that. And when there's an eclipse that's what we see. We see endings, we see the opportunity for new beginnings, and the ability to let go whenever perhaps we've been struggling to do so previously. So every new moon, we have one every month, highlights endings often for people. And it also, every full moon asks us to go within and to examine our emotions on a certain topic, a certain thing in our life, because every full moon does, hit a different sign, different area of everyone's chart. So I am going to go over what this means for each of the signs in this video. So I also want to highlight that currently I like to look at the planets involved with the rulership of this sign. So Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and Mars was the primary ruler of this planet, of this sign, until Pluto was discovered to be a planet. So then Pluto took over co-rulership. So both of these planets bring about a sense of, mystery, a sense of a little bit of aggression, assertion. Scorpios can be aggressive whenever they want something, and they can be mysterious about going about how they get it. They are known to be very good researchers. They're known to be very sexual. They're known to be, this is the sign that rules our desires, our hidden desires sometimes. So this sign is a very deep sign, very intimate. They don't like superficial shit. They like to get to the deep and dirty, and they will walk in a room, and get to know you in 5 minutes, yet you know nothing about them because they are mysterious themselves, but they're good researchers. They're good at digging. So this full moon does eclipse, does trine, however you say that. It's a good angle, positive angle to Cancer Mars. So that is the co-ruler. So I like to look at where it's at. So this trine will bring about some positive influence to this full moon, positive influences to this full moon eclipse. So there may be motivation behind this to get shit done, because Mars motivates. Mars is our energy, our drive. And so this may be a very a positive full moon in that aspect, but it's going to be deep no matter what. You might see trauma from your past arise, and you might have to deal with it. You might start therapy. You might complete therapy. So therapy is ruled. Let's say it again. Therapy. How many times am I going to say that? But therapy is ruled by Scorpio and Pluto. So you may see some positive things come out of this because Mars is motivating this full moon to get things done, to complete things, and to hopefully make positive changes. And we also see Pluto, the other co-ruler of Scorpio, sitting in Aquarius right now, retrograde as of May, whenever May 1st comes about. So what that means, Pluto is retrograde half the time. It's retrograde half the year. So that's not a super influential thing whenever Pluto goes into retrograde. We may not even notice it, but what is highlighted whenever any planet goes retrograde is you look within, you may have, with Pluto involved, you might have to do some introspection whenever it comes to your mental health. You might have to do some introspection whenever it comes to your physical, your well-being, and your mental well-being, not physical, because it highlights your subconscious, your unconscious mind, even things that you're not even aware of that are a little bit hidden to you might be brought to light right now. So let's go through the signs and let's talk about where this is going to affect you most. So Aries, first sign of the zodiac, let's start there, fire sign, right? So Aries likes to get stuff done no matter what, but at this time, the 8th house is highlighted for you. So you might not feel the desire, the drive that you normally feel to get out there and do things. The 8th house can bring about some slowed energy, some energy to just be introspective and stay inside right now, be alone. You might start some new mystical practices, and during a full moon, eclipse especially, it's always, encouraged to do some new mystical practices, to maybe look at tarot cards and to do some journaling and go within. You might see completion of, for you especially, therapy. You might have been working on some, personal issues in therapy, and you might get to a point where you're feeling much better right now, and it's time to let go of that. Let it go. Let go of those fears. Let go of those phobias. They're highlighted in the 8th house. Move forward, feeling like a new person, hopefully. This can be a very emotionally deep full moon eclipse for you, Aries. So get ready. Taxes and loans are highlighted. I have to speak about those for Aries as well. So make sure that, you might be seeing some loans paid off that you've been working on very hard to get paid off. So completion and finishing those payments will be a great accomplishment for you. So Taurus, your 7th house of love and partnership is highlighted by this full moon eclipse. You may have some arguments and disagreements and emotional spats with your lovers. Your marriage may be affected by this. It may bring some issues that you're having with your spouse to light, and you might decide to go to therapy, couples therapy for this, because Scorpio loves therapy. You might have some resolution of problems that you've been working on with your spouse at this time. So that could be a great thing for you. You might work on some new issues with partnerships at work. It's not only love in the 7th house, so it's partnerships in general. So your work partnerships, you might have some projects come to completion, or you might have some disagreements and arguments where you have to hash things out with the other person or persons, or your boss. So that's it for Taurus. Gemini, your 6th house of day-to-day work projects, day-to-day chores, and your daily tasks, your pets, and your health is highlighted by this full moon. So you might see some endings when it comes to those areas. You might have been working on some chores, and you might decide to stop them, change them, let go of them. So that can be a thing with this full moon eclipse. You might have some health issues you see resolved and figured out where you were working on them for quite some time, and you finally get the medicine you need. You finally get the scans done that you were looking for. So you might get some answers to questions whenever it comes to your health right now. And you might have some health problems come about suddenly, unexpectedly, because secrets and surprises come about whenever there's a full moon eclipse. So, pay attention to your health, pay attention to your pets, make sure you're giving them the love that they deserve. And, it might be a good time to pay extra attention to them with this full moon highlighting the 6th house. And your day-to-day work projects just might be harder than usual, and you might get more and more frustrated every day by them. So just, hang in there, because this is just one full moon, and there might be completion of projects too, like I said. So it might not all be bad. This might be for the best. So that is it for Gemini. Cancer, your 5th house of creativity, romance, romantic partners, and your children is highlighted. So you might have disagreements and misunderstandings, arguments with your children right now. They may have some problems that you need to step in and help them with. You might have some creative projects that you've been working on come to completion, and that can be very exciting for you, Cancer, because I know that you are a very, very sensitive and artistic sign naturally, very creative. So you might you could even open up the room maybe for some new projects in the future here in the next 6 months, because you can look 6 months ahead after a full moon and see that things progress. Look back 6 months and you might see that you are completing whatever it was you put in motion back then. What else for you, dear Cancer? Romance. It might be a time where you have some arguments with your romantic partners. Your dates might go sour. Your dates might be very deep and exciting and sexual for you right now, because Scorpio is a very sexual sign, and when your dating life is highlighted as it is for you, things might get a little spicy, Cancer, and I hope they do. I hope things are fun for you. If something goes sour and ends a relationship, a romantic relationship that you have, if it ends right now, just know that, when one door closes, another opens. So don't give up. Let this just be a sign that wasn't the right person for you. Leo, your fourth house is highlighted of your home life. So your house, you might have to do some repairs on your house. You might see renovations come to completion. You might have been looking for a house and buy a new one and finally sign those loans and contracts. Wouldn't advise it right now because Mercury is retrograde. But if you have to, and this is a good time with the moon giving a little bit of support for you. Your family, you might have some arguments, disagreements, problems with your family. You might have some deep-rooted emotional issues come to the surface, your trauma from your past with your mom, trauma from your mama. You might come to the surface right now, and trauma with your family. You might do some digging and find some interesting information, hidden secrets from the past with your family come to the surface. You might learn about your ancestors right now. It could be very enlightening for you. Or you can see endings there. So I hope mom's health is okay. I hope your family is well. Fair warning though, you can see some sudden unexpected illness at a full moon eclipse. So pay attention, call mom, okay? Call your family, take care of them. You might have to step in and be there for them. And this is a private full moon for you with the fourth house that's at the very, very bottom of the chart. So you might feel this privately. This might be a very deeply emotional full moon eclipse for you where you're going through it, but you're going through it on your own. Virgo, your third house is highlighted. So you're going to see perhaps some arguments, some emotional squabbles with your siblings right now because they are ruled by the third house. Communication is ruled by the third house. So what you say might be, you might feel it. You might really want to just bluntly get it out there and then you might hurt some feelings. So be careful what you say right now because you're emotional, okay? Short distance travel is highlighted right now for you. So you might see plans come to completion. You might have just went on a great little traveling trip there and you might see it come to completion. You might see plans put in finalization for the future for you to go on a short little trip. So that could be cool. What else? You're learning. So you might be taking classes right now and you might see those classes come to completion and you might have to put what you learned out there for the world to see. So Libra, your second house of money, honey, is going to be highlighted. So check those accounts, make sure there's no hidden fees, no secretive charges coming out. Pay attention to your money right now. How you make your money is also highlighted by the second house. So you might have issues with your job where perhaps you were expecting a payment and it doesn't come. You might get pissed about it because it's emotional, right? This is an emotional eclipse in Scorpio. You might want to rage out. So be careful. Don't do that. Take a deep breath. This too shall pass. You might see completion of loan payments that you've been making for quite some time, or at least for the last 6 months. So that's awesome. You might be paying off a loan. You might be paying off a debt. What else for you? Second house is your house of values and valuables you might be looking into or having just spent some money on something very valuable to you that you're excited. You may have made a big purchase. Scorpio, your first house is highlighted of self-control and self-awareness. You might be doing some self-help reading. You might be interested right now in just taking a look in the mirror and seeing, are you seen the way you want to be seen by others? And are you okay with who you are? Do you need to do some work and some growth on, with yourself? You might want to make some changes and get a makeover right now, get your hair done, get your nails did. However, with Mercury retrograde, be careful because what you want might not be what you get. So that is it for Scorpio, Sag, and then you're gonna, of course, Scorpio, you're gonna see this affect you more than the other signs. It is in your sign. So you might feel very emotionally triggered here. You might see some trauma rise from the past. You're gonna deal with the self and others balance right now. So you might see some issues with your relationships with others where you're like, no, I want it this way. And they're like, no, we're gonna do it this way. And there's gonna be some arguments. So just make sure that what you communicate kindly because Mercury is retrograde opposite your sign right now. So you might be just ready to pop off and just please take a breath, walk away, listen to some music, scream it out in your car, whatever you got to do to make sure that you aren't hurting others' feelings, because then you're going to regret it. Sagittarius, your 12th house of hidden enemies, your dreams, your subconscious mind, institutions, as well as hospitals included there, are highlighted. So hopefully your health is good and you aren't seeing issues where you need to go to the hospital, because that can be a thing. Pay attention to your dreams right now, Sag, because you can have some very telling dreams that are deeply rooted in your traumatic experiences from the past that can give you closure and help you along your way to just becoming a better person. And you might feel unlike your normal self, where you want to go, be with others all the time. You're very social naturally. You might feel right now like, nah, I'm going to stay inside and go to bed. I'm just going to go to bed and lay down. You might just feel like, a need for solitude and isolation right now, because the 12th house highlights that for you. So you also may have some mental health, completion of mental health issues. So you might have been working with a therapist where you are seeing completion of your issues. So good for you, working through your mental health issues, as we all should. Capricorn, your 11th house of friendships is highlighted in social networking, social media. So you might see some issues on social media where you're feeling slighted. You might get in arguments with others online. You might have some issues with your account. Someone might hack into your account and you might have to go back and reset all those passwords and reset up your accounts. That is a possibility. Your issues might arise with friendships. You might see some completion where you're like, look, I've been working with this person. We've been friends for a while and they are just not right for my life. And you might have to say goodbye to a close friend, and that could be very painful. So just know that hopefully in the future, this opens up the position for another person to step into your life and really be there for you in the right ways as you need in your own life. What else, Capricorn? Social interaction, charities. If you're having a charity event that you've been planning, you might see it come to completion and you might see some benefits there come your way, and some, completion of those big charities that you've been working on. And that can be a very good thing for you. Aquarius, your 10th house is highlighted. So that's your career and your work life and your reputation. So hidden secrets might come to light there. So, hopefully there's no rumors going around about you, but if they are, they're probably going to come up to the surface and you're going to be aware of them. And just take a look at yourself. Take a look at what you may have done to contribute to these rumors. And, do what you can to write your name, because it's probably not true. And if it is, I know you, Aquarius, you will just tell it like it is and go after those people spreading those rumors. But at work, you might see some mix-ups with some hidden things like might come about at your job, where like you're being told to start something new and work on something that you didn't know was even part of your job because it was hidden, but now it's highlighted and here you are working on something you didn't think was part of the job. If you do need a new job now and you lose your job, because it's possible you're moving on from one job to a new one, the new job might be have some hidden aspects to it where you're like, I didn't know this was part of the job. So if you started a new job, it might be kind of funky and not exactly what you were expecting right now. And you might, again, decide, this isn't the right job for me. I'm going to end this as well, because endings, here we are, eclipsing out of your life. Let's get rid of that job, open up your life and your career life for a new job that might be better for you. Pisces, your 9th house is going to be highlighted, and that is learning, education, higher learning, and your spiritual exploration. So you might be seeing completion of classes, seeing completion of college courses, because higher learning is college. You might see the end of those classes, time to put what you've learned out there for the world to benefit from. Sagittarius rules the 9th house naturally, so this will give you a boost. You get out there and put it out there for the world, because Sag loves to make you do that in the 9th house. Teaching, you might be teaching, you might see a class you were teaching come to completion. You might see someone you were teaching finalize their class with you and then start teaching themselves, or you might see what they've been working on with you that you were teaching them put out there in the world, and you may be very proud, which is kind of cool. And spiritual exploration. So you may see the completion of, if you were doing some spiritual learning, learning about tarot, taking a class on Reiki, you might see those classes come to an end spiritually, and you might again use that for your own benefit now as you move forward. And you may be questioning, like, are you happy with what you are practicing currently spiritually? Do you want to explore some new options, because they can be highlighted for you right now and supported by this full moon eclipse. So that is it for Pisces, and that is it for all of the signs. So this full moon eclipse is going to be a deep one. Everyone get your tissues out, keep them nearby. We're going to be sobbing, we're going to be crying, we're going to be talking about the past, we're going to be talking about our emotions with others. It's a good time for release, always full moons. So, if you need to cry it out, put on that sad song, put on that sad movie, and just let it out. And prepare yourself for the months ahead as we move into eclipse season, because there's more to come. So I hope that this was beneficial for you. I hope it prepares you for this full moon eclipse. And if you like what you see, please like my page, like this recording, and subscribe, because I need some subscribers, guys. I'm new at this. So I hope you're enjoying my videos. Have a good day. Happy May.